Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to put your handle on your mug. This is a mug that was made in a factory. So I bought it, it was made in China, I bought the Bisqueware. So how this was made is they made a mold and then they poured liquid clay, liquid slip into the mold, let it get leather hard, and then it made it, and that's how they get them to be almost exactly the same. So when you look at this handle, it's not a big C and it's not a coil, right? It's kind of flattened out, and when you see how it's attached to the cup, it's more of an ear shape. So if you're going for a comfortable or ergonomic cup, that's what you want to use. Ergonomic means how our hands fit into objects or machines, or how our body conforms to objects or machines to make them comfortable. And so we want to try to go for an ergonomic cup. Now if you want to, because it is an art class, do a cup that's more decorative, you can, but it won't be as comfortable or functional to drink out of. Other types of handles, if you have a big handle like a mug, you might have more of a square one. This one's store-bought. You can have a handle that is not, it's like an upside down ear shape. The goal though is to make a comfortable handle that fits your hand well. This handle actually is too far from the actual cup, and so when you turn it, it's a little bit uncomfortable on your wrist. This handle is a little bit too wide, so that's uncomfortable to wrap your hands around. This one, I got this at a thrift store. This is the whale tail mug. You can see the little tail inside. This one is very ergonomic, although it isn't that ear shaped. So there's many ways that you guys can make your handles. So the first thing you need when you are adding your handle is your cup, and your cup should be at the leather hard stage. You want to make sure that you are really smoothing. So leather hard is where I can barely move it, right? Really smoothing and making nice round rims, smoothing all the parts. So this one is not quite perfect, but it's a good start. So once your cup is leather hard, you're going to make your handles. So if you are at home or at school, you have the choice of doing this type of a handle. So you just take a chunk of clay. Let me get this dry clay off there. A chunk of clay, and you can start with a coil. You can roll a coil out. You don't want to use a coil though, because it's uncomfortable to wrap your hands around a coil. So once you've rolled it out, you can flatten it with your hand, or you can hit it to stretch it and flatten it. That works very, very well. If you are going to, I'm smoothing the edges here. If you're going to do, if you're at school and you have access to other tools, you can do things like this. So if you're fully remote, you can do it next year if you took ceramics too. If you're at home, I'm just showing you this. So this is the extruder die, and this is the selector. So you can make handles in the extruder. I showed you guys that earlier this year when we did coils. And once you extrude that out, you would get this. So it's already rounded edge, flattened, ready to go. That's a really good tool for a handle. The other thing at school I have is a handle maker. And you guys at home could come in and use the handle maker anytime. So you use a block of clay, and then for the handle maker, there's two sizes. You don't want to use the big side, that's for a pitcher, it'd be way too big. You'd use this size. And the handle maker, you put it in vertically, straight up and down, and then drag that through. Now what you would have to do is you need to take a little water or slip and smooth those sharp edges, because you don't want to cut your finger on those edges there. Okay, since most of you guys are at home, I'm going to show you how to use this one that I just tossed. And there are other videos in the Nearpod that you can look at to help you. Okay, so we don't want to put it on like this part like here, so you're going to take your scoring tool. Okay, and you're going to cut it at a 45-degree angle. Excess clay can go in your scrap bag or your slip. Okay, and then this one we're going to cut as well at a 45-degree angle, but on the other side. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, so it's a good idea to check that your handle is long enough. So the way I do it is I put my hand inside the cup upside down, and I just check to see that it is long enough, which this one is. Again, it's not a coil. Don't make a coil. The other thing is we put an ear shape handle on, not a C. A C does not have enough surface area and the handle's too far from the cup. So it is an ear shape like this. The other really important thing is that handles don't often go above the rim. And the reason for that is when you put your cup upside down in the dishwasher or strainer, then it won't break. It's also more comfortable that way. After you've found that your handle fits, you're going to score and slip both sections very well. If you do not score and slip, it won't stay on in the firing. Okay? Even if you don't fire this at home, it's good to practice. So you want to score and slip this side and then the opposite side. Oh, the bell's ringing. Okay, so we're going to do this side first and attach it well. And then I'm going to flip it down and make sure it's straight and just give it a little tack or touch. And then check that it's straight before I start to smear it. Now, if you scored and slip well, you can just press it down. Otherwise, you can smear it and really attach it well. So I need to spend a little more time attaching that. The next step is you want to put a little clay right here. So take a little bit of clay between the handle and the rim of the cup and really attach that clay well there. And then the very important thing you need to do with cups is you need to spray and wrap it. This is leather hard, the clay already shrank, this is wet. So if you don't spray and wrap it, the handle will separate from the piece. So what I mean by that is after you've made your cup and attached your handle, you're going to spray it with water. If you don't have a spray bottle at home, put your fingers in some water and flick on. Spray it really well. I'm going to do it away from my computer. Inside and out, and then put it in a Ziploc or a plastic bag and close it up and leave it overnight until it's completely leather hard, and then it's ready to either fire or decorate.